Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right. Croaky voice, yeah. I'm going to share with you something that I have a feeling you'll be able to relate to it. Okay. Nowadays, because of my YouTube channel and my content and, all these videos and articles, there are people who know me. I'm not saying I'm famous, but there are sizable number of people who know me. Every day, I get at least, say, 3 or 4 or 5 total strangers who I've never met, who get in touch with me, send me an email, send me a message, or post a comment. Comments, though, it's like many. And people who don't know me, there are quite a number of them. And so it's kind of exciting. It's kind of new. Okay, new people are coming to know me. And okay. And yes, there are occasionally people who say, what the fuck? Yuck. Look at your face and this and that. So, okay, fine. More people are getting to know me. Whether good or bad attention, no? Whether good or bad, at least I get the attention and I get noticed, which is good for my personal brand. And occasionally I get people who give me kind words like, hey man, I looked at you, I thought you were some underworld guy, Mexican cartel, or some nut job, or emotionally deranged. But then when I listen to your video, you speak sense, you have wisdom, depth. Oh, your content is good. I'm a fan of your content. Oh, whatever. They're very kind. And yes, on the other side, I also get people who get very angry with me, who give me bad words. And okay. However, sometimes like young boys, mostly men watch my content. Young boys are like, you're like a superstar. You're so famous. And they tell me, how does it feel? They ask me sometimes, how does it feel? So many guys know you. Man, girls must be digging you and all that. And I kind of brush it off. It doesn't actually get to me. It doesn't make me feel, wow, like when I was young, if someone would tell me that you're famous or wow, you're Loy and all that, I'd feel like, oh, wow. But today, at the age of 46, if someone tells me, wow, you're Loy Machedo, wow, you're so famous, wow, uh, I'm a big fan of your content, I, I don't feel anything. And it's not because I'm used to it. Okay, fine. Yeah. You keep hearing it every time. And it's maybe also because I look at this as work. I don't look at it as celebrity kind of. This is work for me. Okay. Just as you have your work when you go to your office, this for me is work. This camera, this microphone, it's work. But more than that, I've not forgotten the days where I was suffering, where I was crying, where I was a nothing and nobody. And it's not very long ago. I'm 46 now. It was at 36, 35, 36. My suicide video that if you Google search 2011 Loy Machedo suicide. You know, whenever I watch that video, or I don't even need to watch the video, whenever I recollect those days, I don't forget what I went through. When you don't have money, I know I keep repeating this over and over again, but it's just listen. When you don't have money, when you don't have a career, when you don't have a job, when you don't occupy a position of power, means all this you had before, but now you don't have. When you're not famous anymore, when nobody's talking about you, when you're of no use to anyone. Like before, when people, if they wanted complimentary passes for an event and I was DJing or anchoring that, even Jitex, anything, I could give passes, I could give vouchers, I could give free gifts, I could give giveaways. Everybody wanted a piece of me. And when I was a DJ and when I was famous, so many girls wanted to, wow, you're so hot, you're so nice. And they would come with me home. And especially when you're on stage, you look like this, wow, superstar and all that. When, I was driving my Range Rover, oh, girls, I could just stop near a bus stop, and even if I didn't know a girl, and I would say, would you like a lift? And she would come in. Obviously, she would want to feel safe. And then she would exchange numbers and all that. But then when you don't have money, when you don't have that power, when you're no longer influential, when you are not cool, like they say, the even the people who hang out with you, even the people who call you for Burger King, or let's go to the nightclub, or let's go out to eat food, man, let's watch a movie. And they know that you don't have the money. They know that you don't have a job. They know that this guy is going through stress and problems. They know that if they call you, you don't have money to spare. You don't have time. So why would they call you? You're of no benefit to them. Like I remember this one particular girl who was a client. She was like this Miss, you know, I can't give you specific this thing, but she was like a model. She was very beautiful. All the guys used to call her. All the girls, she had friends who were girls. They would go out for clubs and movies and hang out, and they would wear sexy outfits, go to the shopping mall, and guys would be oogling them and complimentary free drinks to bars and pubs. And one day she had an accident. She had an accident. I can't give you specific because, just want to keep it confident, but her face was scarred. And, if you do get a serious injury, it doesn't heal. And if you get something that is visible on your face, you get obviously stitches and your face is puffy. And after that, when she got her scar and the accident, and obviously, because it was a deep wound, muscle tissue, slight paralysis, and you have to go to physiotherapy. Her friends no longer called her. Nobody wanted to hang out with her. People were very uncomfortable with how she looked and uncomfortable with who she had become. Obviously, if everyone's looking sexy and you have a scar, it's uncomfortable, right? You might feel pity for that person, but you're not going to hang out with the person. And and she was also afraid to show her face because people will stare at her face and, oh, what is this? And so she locked herself in this deep, dark, like dungeon, like not meeting friends, and nobody wanted to meet her. Even her boyfriend left her, dumped her. Her parents were very worried about her. Obviously, when Google search and YouTube, she found my videos and then approached me. It was not an easy thing. It's not like you have one conversation and person gets healed. With her, it took time. There's so much that she had to offload: fears, insecurities, pain, anger. But the worst part was When she was a nothing and nobody, when she lost her beauty, her charm, looks, you know, the free invites and everything vanished. Friends vanished. And she was alone. When you go through a tough time, no, nobody is there. You're alone. And that's why you need to dig deep and need to search, do a lot of soul searching. And just like her, I also did a lot of soul searching. And I would ask myself this question, what's the use of having friends, when they're not there when you need them? If people are not there when you need them, what's the use of having them? What's the use of having relatives and parents and colleagues and people you hang out? When you're in need, they are not there. They only are there when you have the Range Rover, when you have the money, when you have the power, when you have the influence, when you have the free passes, free tickets, when you're ready to take them for a movie or spend on a coffee or buy expensive stuff or go to eat in nice restaurant. They're there. But once all that vanishes, there's no perks and benefits. Why to hang out with you? As to even have girls or whatever, they would love to hang out with me when I was a happening guy. But when I was only focused on work and building myself up, it is no longer fun. So why to hang around with you? I'll go hang around with others. But when you are back normal, we'll hang out again. That's the world, man. I'll tell you, even your own relatives, your parents, your spouse, your children, don't think that they'll be there with you when you become a burden for them. I know I'm putting a very negative spin on this, but unless the person's upbringing and your relationship is very, very strong, don't expect anything from anyone. Because if you do, and that person is not there, it will hurt like crazy. Lucky for me, I have faced this as a child, faced it during my school days, high school days, as a young man. I've seen people. I'm used to it. So anytime I forget and I start building dreams in the air, like they say, castles in the air or whatever, I'm brought back to reality very fast. If I could leave you with something of value through this video, I would just tell you that just be mindful. Just be mindful that when you have money, when you have power, when you have success, when you have looks, when you have your youth, everybody will be there. They'll want a part of the action. But when you lose the power, the influence, the money, the success, when you lose your youth, when you lose the benefit that they can get, you'll be left alone. Like people tell me, Loy, big fan of your content. But the same Loy Machedo where these people were a big fan of my content. I remember when I didn't have any of it, there was nobody. Nobody even called me. Nobody would pick up my phone. And I can assure you, these very same so-called fans and admire your content and all these people, the day my YouTube channel doesn't exist or the content doesn't exist or the entertainment doesn't exist or the benefit, they'll all vanish. That is why my relationship with people is business. You have money, You're willing to pay me for my service. You're beneficial to me. I'll be beneficial to you. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Finished? Shake hands. Go your own way. I go my way. That's it. I don't want to know you. You don't need to know me. I don't want. After I've given you the service, I'm no longer. I've finished giving you what you expected. It's like this. A prostitute. A guy goes to a prostitute. Sex. Finish. Bye bye. He'll be like, "Oh, I thought you loved me." No, sorry. You pay me for my time. I'm with you. I know you'll say, Loy, so you're a fucking whore. That's the world we live in, my dear friend. That's the world we live in. Even you who are watching, if you're an employee, the day you're no longer useful to the company, they'll kick your ass out. It's very easy to laugh at me and say, oh, you're a fucking whore. You. The day you're no longer useful to your friends, you don't have the money to spend with them. You think your amazing personality, your looks, or they are in love with that. If tomorrow you get an accident, you're handicapped or paralyzed, how many people you think are going to be there with you? You lose your job, you lose your money, you lose everything. Who? This is the world we live in, man. As long as you're useful, they'll be there for you. The day you're of no use to them now, it's wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's like, oh, fuck you. That's it. I'm glad I suffered. I suffered immensely. I'm glad these memories remain because it makes me remember my roots. And that is why anytime I get these beautiful compliments and, big fan of yours, content, I love your content, man. Yeah, you love my content because I gave it to you for free. You enjoyed it for free. You're enjoying it at my expense. That's why, big fan. The day I stop, why would you be a fan? You'll be like, we have heroes and people we admire, celebrities and singers and wrestlers and artists and whatever. But the day they stop their music or entertainment, we forget them and we choose someone else. Especially our Indians. If in a cricket match their team achieves victory, Indian, this is my team, I'm proud to be Indian. But if the very same people, they lose the match or they give a poor performance, bastard, you fucking someone, and they talk about their daughters and their wives and all that. That's how people are, man. Fickle-minded. They are like the weather. Fans and friends and fuck buddies and all that. Very pessimistic view. I would rather be this than to build castles in the air. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you. Just thought. So that's why anyone gives me compliments, I tell them, whether you call me bad words or good things, my bank balance is the same, no? That's the only thing that matters. Feeling good is what? Feeling? What is feeling? Money. That's important. And you should enjoy making that money. Anyway, good, bad, ugly, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, love to hear your thoughts. Right? Remember, even marriage, falling in love. If you have the money, you have the looks, you have success, anybody will fall in love with you and marry you. Do you lose all of it? Yalla. You guys take care. Me signing off.